Hello traders, this is TAFXs. Welcome to TFX family, and I believe that guys you are doing great. All right, in this video I'm going to share a secret that no one has ever talked about when it comes to trading gold, because now if there is something that has become the most easiest stuff to trade in forex market for using our system, it is gold. And now today we are going to talk about, I'm going to reveal one of the secret of how you can bank more even if you're trading manually. All right, remember our manual system is the one controlling the trade, so you don't have to worry whether you are using our signal generating EA, because it will only share the signal after taking the positions, then the rest the EA will take care of it. So now in this video I'm going to reveal a secret that no one has ever talked about, and it's all about learning the character of a tool that you're trading in forex market. Learning a character of what you're trading in forex market, the movement, the way it behaves, it's very, very, very important, because that can make you be a very, very profitable trader. And so in this video we are going to learn one of the tactics, and I'm going to reveal more why we have several tactics of banking the market. It is all because of the behavior of whatever we want to trade. And now, because now our system has become the gold killer, let us learn what is the secret, and allow me to take you through here on trading view, so that we can learn together about the character of the gold, so that when we jump into our system, you'll be able to understand why the certain setup it's more important for a gold trader. So the setup that I'm talking about can be found or can be targeted on a daily time frame or a weekly time frame. And let's talk about the daily, because the sample that I'm going to give here, or the demonstration I'm going to demonstrate here, it is the same thing can be applied on a weekly time frame. The behaviors of the gold, if you have been trading gold, or if you want to learn the behaviors of the gold, the moment gold open this candle, let's say for example you are in daily time frame, this does not mean this candle just came all the way from up to down, right? Then open the price of this one. No, there is a lot of game played in this candle, whether it's a daily or weekly, before the closure of that candle. So this means that they are more than 90%, what I've been observing about the behaviors of the gold, more than 90% in every open price of any candle. All right, the previous candle that will come there must go up or down more than 50% of this candle, of the previous candle. All right, are you getting the point? Let's say, for example, the open price of this next candle maybe was here, right? Let's say, for example, the market, the day closed at this point. So the open price was at this area. I'm just giving an example. It might be at this area. So it's just an example. You can change it into opposite. So this means this candle did not just jump to this place, because if you go into small time frame, there is something like this one, right? There is this all about opening. The market goes in daily time frame, we can see just one candle, but if we jump in small time frame, we can see something like this one, all right, in lower time frame. So this means that in our daily time frame, when the market opened, these candles did not just jump into this area or drop to this area. This means there is a game in small time frame. But my point here is, the moment this candle opened, it went back more than 50%. So if we were targeting the half day or 50% of the previous day, because this now, because it's the daily time frame, if it is in a weekly time frame, we are talking about the previous week. So now we are talking about the previous day. So we can bank the half day or the half of where the market went in our previous day, because if the market goes like this one and dropping, or maybe going like this one and going up, this means in our on our previous day, if the market opened here, like let's say for example there was a buy at this point, the market went up like 50% before maybe reversing and continue going up, because maybe we are doing scalping in a small time frame. Because remember I told you it is best now to trade gold in minute 15 or even minute 5, but minute 15 is the best according to our system. So this means before market thinking whether to go down or to go up, the same thing here, whether it was, let's say for example, even if maybe it was still an up trade, all right, because according to where we are seeing this market, it was maybe an up trade and the buy was open at this area, but you can see the market did not go far, but the market reversed. Let's say, for example, there is a strong pullback at this point, but since it was a buy trend, all right, it was a buy trend, there was an open price of a daily time frame. So someone maybe was targeting to set a TP on our previous high. Sorry for that. So sometimes you will find that the market went, yes, an open buy, deceived like it's going up, but again, the market went down. Then again, if this was another signal, the market deceived like it's going up, then again, the market went up. But you can see there is a 50%, whether going up or going down, there is a 50% or more than 50% of a previous day. There is a 50% of pullback. That's what I mean. In our daily time frame or weekly time frame, there is a 50% of one candle from the previous day. So if you're targeting a direction of the market, sometimes where to set your TP, sometimes you can be tricked and sometimes you can mess up. But the truth is, if you can analyze by yourself all these days, all right? If you can analyze all these days, or even if you can go to your weekly time frame, you'll find that in every day, this is a day, right? Open price of the previous day, there must be a pullback of a 50% in that day. You might not see it clearly on your small time frame or in your low time frame, but when you jump into daily time frame, you can see that behavior. All right, you can see the behavior. Let's say open price of here, it is a buy, pullback, then 50% before then market turn pull back to this area, and this is a daily time frame. Don't think here it is just a small pullback. It can be a trend in minute 5 or 15. So again, the market went up, reverse, then go up 50%. Of course, from here to here it is 50%. From here to here it is more than 50% of the previous day. All right, open price from here to here, it is more than 50% of the previous day. From here to here, it is more than 50% of the previous day. From here to here, it is more than 50% of the previous day. From here to here, it is more than 50% of the previous day. Here we are talking about the targeting, how to target a gold without failing. And this is very important to understand why we have the setup. Hope you are understanding what I'm saying. From here to here, it is more than 50% of the previous day. From here to here, it is more than 50% of the previous day. From here to here, again, I do believe now you are getting my point. It is more than 50% of the previous day. We are talking about the target. So in order to understand this now, let's jump now into our system and check what I'm talking about. Let's say, for example, we have a setup here of entry bar time frame. We set daily. You can set daily or monthly, not monthly, a weekly, all right? So let's say, for example, now we have a daily time frame here. And as you can see, we are using a trailing. I told you now, we don't want to use a fixed target or fixed take profit. We want to use the trailing because the trailing can help us bank a good money more than having a fixed target, all right? So this is why when it comes to this a daily candle, because this is a daily bar or a daily candle, we are talking about the trailing here. So you activate this into true, or by default it comes like that, all right? But I want you I want to make you understand the reason as to why now we have that and why you will be banking gold like no other. And this is the secret that no one has ever talked about. So now here we can see we have 0.5. 0.5 here, it is in decimal, so this means it's 50%, and we want the trailing step stop to start at 40% of the previous 50% of the previous day and 40% of our trailing start at 50%. That is mean we are targeting the 50% of the previous day a candle. So let's do a back testing here, so that if we do a demonstration, I've already disconnected or disconnected other take profits, so that you can see the reason as to why we have several tactics, all right, for targeting the market. So this market, let's go to our daily time frame here, so that you can understand what I'm talking about. Now, let me close so that we can start afresh by demonstrating what I'm talking about. So this is it. Let's go to our daily. This is a daily time frame here, so we can see what I'm talking about. Now, it has opened at this point. This is what I want you to see. Now, the previous day, this is the previous day candle. So our target here, because it has opened a buy, we are targeting 50% of the previous day. Let me tell you the important thing of targeting the previous day candle, because we don't know the movement that was there in that day. All right. Sometimes the market can be consolidating a small candles like this one. So we are not expecting maybe a strong movement. Maybe the market is very, very slow. All right. And sometimes you can have a big candles, meaning that we have a big movement. So the moment we have a big movement, the moment we have a big target, because you can see the big movement, all right, because the day closed with a big candle. So this means the previous day, there is a high chances or possibility of having also a big movement. All right, are you getting the point? And when it comes to a small candle, the day closed, because this is a daily time frame candle, so this means that this day closed with a very teeny bar, and this means there is a high chances of the next day also not to have a good movement. Are you getting my point, guys? All right. Now, that is how you learn the character of whatever you want to trade. And here we are talking about the gold, because in our last video, we demonstrated or we backtested gold with $100 account, and we saw we can bank good money. We can triple even our account using having even $100. So this is the one of the reason as to why we are banking a good money trading gold without even worrying about our equity. It is because of learning the character of the gold, and this is what I'm sharing with you, though it won't be a good thing to brokers. All right. So now let's jump to here. So here means that we are targeting the 50% of this candle. So this candle from here, we call it 100%. But now, if it is a buy, we are targeting a 50% of the candle. And in case of anything, they hit our stop loss here. This means there is now a strong movement. There is more than 90% accuracies that this market will drop to this area and sweep the low of the previous day, and this means it will hit our stop loss before getting into this area. We will be already we would have recovered the losses, because the system is programmed with money management and also auto recovery mode, because it must recover the losses. I'm saying that because at this area the market was supposed maybe, let's say, to go up or down, but you can see the market came and sweep the previous day. Whenever there is a strong movement denying the let's say, for example, this is a buy signal, it must come and sweep the previous day. This is what I'm talking about. You can check it wherever you want, all right? It must sweep the previous low or the previous high, all right? So here we are targeting the 50% of this area. So let's do that and see where our trailing step will be open, because this is what I want you to see. The moment it will reach the 50% of the previous candle, because it was already here, it will open with 40% over a trailing stop. All right, because this candle, the moment it has opened to this area, of course, from here, you can check from this candle, from here to here, it's almost 50%, and we have the trailing of the 40%. Are you getting the point? This is what I want you to get. This is the previous day, all right? And you can see where we are. It has already closed. And if we go here, again, it can get another signal. Let's wait and give us another trailing. You can see this is another buy, the one I told you. We can use even the Fibonacci level according to the direction of the market to re-enter the market. Oh my, this is more than what people were expecting. Again, if we go 50% of the previous day, let's go back again to our previous day. It was very teeny here, very teeny, like the same as we were talking about here. Then 50% of this candle, it has already opened the trailing. Are you getting the point? It has already opened the trailing of the 50% of this candle. So this is why you can see, again, we have a trailing step at this point. So if the market continue going up, it will still trail. You can see we are in 97 profit. And when it goes to 100 again, you can see it has gone another 50%. Are you getting the point? It has gone another 50%, then it will open another trailing step. Because when it continue going 50-50, it has gone now 100% of the previous candle. So the trailing stop must be moved into a higher level, and that one makes us have a good money. And when the market try to go back, then again, we are good to go with 100. Let's go to history, 182 profit. So let's close this again and jump here and say, let's say, for example, we are targeting 90%, all right, and a trailing stop of 80%, because it's not advisable to set 90-90, all right? It is good to give a gap so that it can at least have a gap that can give us a good profit. So let's go again to our back testing, and now you can see we are targeting 90% of the previous day candle or the previous day bar. All right, and 80% of the trailing stop. All right, so let's go back and do our back testing and go to our daily and see what will be happening, because we are now targeting, we are targeting 90% of the previous day a candle. So we are targeting the 90% of the previous day a candle. The previous day is this. Before we move to another day, then again, we can check the 90% of this day, all right? So you can see now we didn't have a trailing like the previous one, all right? So now we are targeting now the 90% of this candle, because we were targeting the 90% of this candle, but because we are now in another day, then we are targeting the 90% of this candle. Then again, let's open and wait and see, right? This is the best thing about our system, all right? We are waiting to see a trailing at this point. That is a trailing. Let's go to this area. You can see that is now a 90% of this candle, almost 100%, all right? But that is a 90% of this candle. No, now not this one. All right, and you can see we are in a good profit. So this is the most important thing, because we don't know whether the market will be consolidating. We don't know about how the market behaves yesterday. If there is a good movement, remember, the moment you see a small candles, there is a high possibility of market to consolidate. When you see the market with big candles, there is a high possibilities of now a clear or a good movement or a big movement. So because this day now closed with a small candle, the EA will detect this previous day automatically. All right, it will detect the previous day automatically and start targeting the 90% or 50% of the previous day, because we don't know. Even if it was a good movement, it will still target from 50% or 90% according to your setup. Then when the market tries to reverse, again, we are in a good profit of $120. Are you getting the point? So it is very easier to all our system, whether you are using the Renko Sniper, whether you are using SMC, it is good to check this if you want to increase, because I think by default, it can comes with 50% and 40%. So that is up to you to see. And this is what I've been telling you. Try to do your back testing or do your demo testing and see which one you will go with, because I believe by default, it comes with a 50% because we are doing what we call a scalping. So this means the moment you want to do a long trade, you continue increasing here to 90%, but 50% to 70%, it is good or the best for what we call scalping, but 50% is the best for the scalping, so that whenever there is other chances in the market, you will still bank a good money. All right. So 50% is what it's come by default, but it is good to understand that when you get the system where you can increase, but 50% of the previous day when it comes to it comes with it by default. So that is what you really need to know. This is the 50% of the previous day, and you are good to do some good scalping. So don't forget, we are still talking about the targets, because this is how, remember, we have the target of trailing using the Fibonacci. All right, we have the trailing using the Fibonacci, and now today we have talked about the previous day or the previous week candle, because if you are targeting the previous week, all right, if you are targeting the previous week according to the condition of the market, you can set here a weekly. All right, but those is for those people who want to trade short or long trade, because the system detects short and long trade. So for short and long trade, you can use this one. But for the gold, because we want to grow even $100 account, guys, whether using SMC or SMC Sniper or a Renko system, let us use daily and let us use 50% of the previous day because of the condition of the market, because not every time the market is moving fast, not every time market gives us a big candles or big movement. Sometimes market can consolidate, and because of consolidation, 50%, it is good because it can bank more than 10% of your equity, or maybe 3%, 5%, from 5% of your equity, or 3%. And that is good for one signal if you can bank from one, because it depends with also your lot size and your equity. It can bank from 3, 4, 5%, 10% of your equity. That it's up to you. So that is one of the greatest setup, because when you bring now the combination of the candle and the combination of what we call Fibonacci, and the one that I will share with you later, and you will see the reason as to why the combination comes by default, will help you bank a lot and a good money, because you don't have to worry about that. All I'm sharing is the wisdom or the knowledge, so that, guys, you can understand if you want to increase that in your demo account. For your real account, I don't want you to touch anything except for the spread. That's all I've been telling you each and every video, so that you can be a very profitable trader using our system. And don't forget, the system, you get it with only 150 monthly subscription and bank more than ever. Triple your account, double your account using the TAFX system. And thank you so much, guys. And once again, welcome to TAFX, our family. Thank you.